It's a minute.
Thank you, Naga. At this time, we're going to move on to the table topics portion of our meeting. So I'd like to call Stacy Coleman, our table topics master today.
Okay. Greetings, fellow credible communicators, any guests we may have. I came up with 10 different thoughts or topics as table topic items. And I would say these are all in the news type subjects. I will try to stay away from causing any political discussion. So I try to be broad with it. So I'm now looking for volunteers who like to select from 1 through 10. One of my topics. I'm not on mute, am I?
I'll go.
No?
I'll take number 1.
You'll take number 1, of course. This is a little economic topic. In 1981, the national debt was $900 billion. The year that George Bush came in, the second one, it was $5 trillion. And today we're at 27 trillion. Glennis, do you believe the national debt matters?
My fellow credible communicators, I've been asked if I believe the national debt matters. Obviously it doesn't, because it continues to increase and nobody seems very concerned about it. And there's always more spending at the government level. And there's always bickering. And then we have times like last week, I think we were almost faced with a government shutdown. I haven't been watching the news a whole lot lately, but I caught bits and pieces, and I thought that, and I asked my husband about it, and he said, yeah, that was going on. However, I don't think it shut down because I didn't hear about it. And if you guys know any different, please let me know, because I don't know, honestly. I haven't followed it that closely. But yeah, that's always been in my mind. I've always thought, okay, how can you be that much in debt? If that was me personally, I would have to file bankruptcy and start all over and not pay any of my creditors back. However, I don't think the US government is doing that. And I don't really see anything that they're doing to curb that debt or pay it off. From what I know, from as long as I can remember, there's always been a huge debt. So back to you, Stacy. I honestly, I don't think it matters.
All right, thanks for your opinion and your speech, Glennis. I am now looking for another credible communicator to take another topic, 2 through 10.
Okay.
Shehu, is that you?
Yes.
Which number would you like?
What about 3?
Number 3, let's see what I have you. Are you feeling the impact of inflation?
Oh, yeah.
And if so, please give examples of what it is that you're feeling and where, et cetera, et cetera. What impact is it having on you?
Mr. Table Topic Master, fellow Toastmasters. The question was, am I feeling the impact of inflation? Definitely, yes. I'll say like everyone going to the store, going to buy anything today, unless you are not the one doing the shopping though, because I do go to the store to go shop, to go buy stuff at Sam's Club and other places. I myself am a little bit details, like know the price of certain things, but going back now and see the couple of dollars, whether $3 more, I'm able to realize that, hey, I got this thing like 2 months ago, it was $12. Now it's like 15. What's going on here? So I'll say I'm grateful that I'm still able to get stuff. but at the same time, but little here, little there, by gas, other stuff, they all accumulate together to move your spending and affect your whatever you are making or whatever budget you are actually coming, you spend more, and this is something that is going to affect your family income. And that's where I said yes, definitely. When it comes to grocery, when it comes to gas has gone up a lot. What other thing here? The things generally have added more for the couple like 6 months now. We started like 6 months ago, and yes, Mr. Stacy, yes, I'm feeling that. You might be not feeling that, but tell me how you are doing that. Back to you.
Thank you, Shehu, for your comments about inflation. I will now throw out the opportunity for another credible communicator to practice impromptu speaking.
I could go
Yeah,
next.
Okay. Please pick a topic. 1, 3 has already been taken. Which one?
is it me now or Ross?
Go ahead.
Which one?
Why don't you go ahead?
Okay.
Okay then. I will take 7.
Number 7. Okay. Should Facebook and YouTube be allowed to selectively censor content or posts onto their sites?
Thank you, Table Master. I'm sorry, Table Topic Masters, fellow credible communicator team members. I've been asked the question, do I think Facebook or, sorry, other platforms have the ability to censor content? I think this is a very relevant question for the times. One of the things I admire of the United States is the First Amendment and the freedom of speech. That right is not granted in all countries, so it's something remarkable that from the founding of the country, it was established as a right for all the people in the United States. I'm aware that there have been significant legal landmark cases in the United States about this topic, and I believe the current state is the legislation grants special privileges to the to the tech companies for exemptions, and I think that now the tech companies have so much influence that they do need regulation. So in summary, I think the tech company should not have overpowered the freedom of speech in the United States. Thank you. Back to you, Stacy.
All right, thanks for your comments. Before I go forward, since rejoining the club, I've been having issues with pronouncing names correctly. I want to make sure that I get your name correct. Is it Badia or please?
So I pronounce it Badia, like stretching the middle and silent H.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Yes, Stacy.
Okay, and that's probably why I didn't call out your name as I should have. But Ross, would you like the opportunity to select the topic?
Cheryl,
Stacy, it's 17 after. I think we should move on to the action portion of our meeting.
Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah,
thanks
for
for
the-
the fun.
Thank you for the very interesting topics. So at this time, I'm going to serve as the general evaluator. So I'd like to call Dan up to provide the evaluation of Maha's speech, sorry.
Okay, great. All right, thank you, Glennis. And thank you, Maha. I think it was a fantastic speech. I hope everyone found it as interesting as I did. And I've listened to a lot of different types of health podcasts and things like that. And this is certainly right up that alley. I did find it to be very interesting. Looking at listening to your speech and looking at the associated slides, it was certainly apparent that you were very comfortable, confident, and passionate about this topic too, which I think was really helpful for the listeners out there to get the message that you were trying to convey. And I think that was great. I also liked on the different slides that you had, the color coding that you used on them. I thought that was a nice way to contrast the headings versus kind of the subheadings and then the details below them. And hopefully Steve would echo that in his speech as well on how to give speeches, using PowerPoint and so forth. I also like some of your segues that you had. I thought it was very organized. You went from what aging was about to some of the different strategies to address it, such as dieting, intermittent fasting, and exercise. You had a lot of very interesting information in there about, autophagy, which is something you don't hear about very often, but I think that's a great concept. And I learned a few things about that as well. And neuroplasticity, you can continue to learn regardless of your age. And I think that's a very positive message that you were trying to send. And I guess all of the information that you tried to pack in, it's got to be very difficult to do from a 45-minute speech you said, I think at your mosque, to 5 to 7 minutes here. So that's very difficult to do. And that's great that you did that. A couple things I might challenge you on are I think you had indicated that you are a doctor, but I would just reaffirm something about your credentials, especially maybe towards the beginning, to really give the listener some means to fully trust, not that they wouldn't trust you, but to add some backing to the claims that you're making. Also, I would suggest having tell everyone what you're going to tell them, have like a table of contents at the beginning and then a recap at the end. So some of those things I might suggest that you do. But overall, I would say, loads of interesting information, and your speaking style seemed very calm and personable, and that really showed in the enthusiasm in your speech. So back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Dan.
Next, moving on to Ross, who's going to provide the evaluation for Steve's speech.
thank you, Madam General Evaluator, and Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and Steve. Another great presentation, and it was very well organized and presented. Obviously, we expect that from you after your experience. And then it was very informative for the rest of us to learn those skills or those items that you presented. I really felt that it was very clear, organized, and it was a very memorable presentation. The fact that you asked the audience to, or you challenged them to say you'll quiz on the 5 items towards the end, kind of made us pay more attention to it. So that was done very well. And also the audience involvement about asking their opinion, which items are important, kind of gets them involved. So that was done very well. And I think the emphasis that you did on presenting that the sacred order of doing the graphs, tables, and bullet points. That was very informative, and it's good to get that information and having the, I guess, the knowledge for why it is. Maybe you could expand a little bit on it. And then as far as what you might want to work on, one of the things that I felt was when you were, I think it was a great idea that you had the video overlay on the background with the presentation, but sometimes the video was blocking the graphics that you had in the back. And I know this is a challenge because most of the TV people, especially if you look at the weathermen and stuff, they always have to struggle with that because so that's one thing that I would recommend. If you know where the video is going to come up and then you know where the graphics are going to be, you might want to just pay attention to that and then just kind of work with that a little bit, or just make sure that all the graphics are on the right-hand side. So if you're presenting on the left-hand side, that it's not being blocked. The other thing that I would say is, when you have stated that the audience get distracted because they could read faster than people can speak, it just, you could apply that in the presentation itself, because few times when you left the screen with the presentation, I think it was, you could probably just switch over to a blank slide or something like that. So we're not paying attention to what's in the background and we're actually listening to what you're saying. And, with the slight deviation in the presentation style about putting the graphics on the proper place. And I also like the fact that you prioritize the 5 events or the 5 items, being movement being the top ones. One of the things that I felt you could do a little bit better is define what the movement is. Is it hand gestures? Is it facial? Or is it body movement? So I think with those suggestions for improvement, overall, very great and informative speech, and look forward to your future talks by learning from others, Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you, Ross.
Thank you.
So at this time, I'd like to call for the timer report.
Thank you, Glynis. I have been today's timer for everyone's speech. And aside from a couple of deviations today, we've had everyone stay on track. And starting with Maha's speech was 11 minutes. Steve's speech was 10 minutes, 47 seconds. Glynis, table topics, 1 minute, 24 seconds. Shehu's was 2 minutes, 14 seconds. Badia's was 1 minute, 44 seconds. And the evaluations, Dan's evaluation of Maha's speech was 2 minutes, 59 seconds. And finally, Ross's evaluation of Steve's speech was 3 minutes and 9 seconds. Back to you, Glynis.
Thank you, Malcolm. Next, I'd like to call for the odd counters report.
I'm sure, yeah, for Maha speech, to I think that's kind of what I got for that, for your presentation today, Maha. For Steve, I think you have 2 and you do have a couple of pause. I don't know if you are trying to implement what you are trying to present to us today, or it's just the normal pause. Maybe you might tell us that later. For Glynis, just 2 hand. I don't know if someone counted mine for Badia. 2 ham, 2 ha, and 1 and. For evaluation of Maha, Dan, I didn't catch anything for that. And for Ross, evaluating speech, Steve presentation, 3 1 2 and. I don't know if anyone did mine though. Oh, okay.
Forgot.
Thank you, Shehu. Now on to our general evaluation of the meeting. Great meeting. We had 9 in attendance, which is pretty good. As we know, the weather it's still really nice. And these are probably some of the last nice days we're going to have. So having people actually attend the Toastmasters meeting on an evening when they could be doing anything else is actually great. And welcome, Badia. I hope Badia. Hope I said that correctly. It's great to see you back. I know this is the second time I've seen you. I think the first meeting I wasn't a part of, but I'm glad you're participating and hopefully you see value in the meeting. We always get a lot of guests and hopefully they stay around.
Yes.
Okay,
Oh,
go
sorry.
ahead. Sorry, no, go ahead.
I contacted the training and development department here to talk about the
Okay.
reimbursement of the fees. I haven't get an answer yet. I'm gonna follow up with them so I can move forward and actually start the plan with the and follow
Oh,
a
great.
plan path. Thank you.
Okay,
Oh, yeah, great.
great. Maha, great content in your speech and your style and composure. You're very comfortable. And Dan provided an evaluation that was on point and covered a lot of the good points that you had. Steve, I appreciate you bringing back to the club what you've learned outside of the club so that we can all benefit from. That's a good leader and good Toastmaster. And Stacy, thank you for your table topics. It's been a while since you've been our table topics master. I always enjoy your different topics. They're usually political, but I thought I was going to get some I couldn't answer, but that one actually was thinking about last week about the national debt because it's like it never goes away. But again, great meeting. Again, I appreciate everyone for coming out and sharing in the meeting, which I believe everyone did have a part in the meeting. And it's 5:29, so I'm going to turn it over to Steve to get participation for our next meeting.
Hey, Ma, do you mind sharing that?
Oh, yeah.
It's like,
Sure,
Yes,
and I
go
can actually share my original presentation, which is a lot longer.
Oh, yeah, that would be great.
Okay,
it's a recording of it, you mean?
no, the
Oh.
PowerPoint.
Okay.
I see a turtle. I don't see anything else.
Yeah, yeah, I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to find it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay, here it is. Here it is. Okay. So our agenda for next week, I'm the Toastmaster. Glynis is a speaker, and all other roles are open. Would anyone else like any roles for next week?
Oh, I had that speech ready, and as long as I don't get stuck at work and it's not rainy, I could do
great.
that because that was a challenging one that I'm planning on
Yeah.
doing it outside. So
Good, good. So Ross, you'll be speaking on the 11th. Anyone else? Anyone
Yeah, I
else?
may not be speaking even though I signed up because after I looked over my information, it's not really a speech. It's kind of like a group discussion and it's going to take 20 minutes. And I'm not prepared.
So
enough.
you actually would need 2 slots,
Yeah.
really? Yeah. But we actually can give you 2 slots if you want.
But I don't.
Okay, okay.
Prepared for.
Yeah, okay. So should I take you off for?
Yeah, let's move it out to the 25th and that way, because I'm
Okay,
thinking that week, yeah.
yeah, okay, sure.
Oh, Steve, I removed myself from backup 2 today, and thankfully, there were 2 speeches, but the speech that I wanted to do needed preparation, and I'm supposed to email you something so you can. It was one of those things where you have to have members interrupt.
Oh, yeah.
So if I get this done, I would be able to do a speech next week.
Oh, okay, so how about I'll put you in then?
Okay.
Great, thank you, Naga. And would anyone else like any roles?
I like to be the timer next week.
Well, yeah, you're welcome, but I thought I should be a timer. I should be timer when you overdo your time and
You both overdo
you become a timer. But if you want to sub for me,
Oh,
you can.
oh.
Stacy, how about if you be the I can?
Okay, you can put me
Okay.
down for.
Okay, and then, oh, Stacy, would you like to be our table topics master in about a month?
Sure.
Okay, good. So that would be a month from
Table
today.
topics next week.
Oh, you'll be table topics? Great, thank you. And so Stacy, you'll be table topics on November the 8th. How about that? Okay. Would anyone else like any other roles? Maha, would you like to set your next speech?
How about 2 months from now?
Oh, that's good. Sure. That's excellent plan.
Okay.
So 2 months from today would be, okay, it's off the chart, but I can add it. So that would be first week in December. Okay, so.
Okay, and if I get it ready sooner, I'll let you know.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, thank you all. And,
So wait, we still need a Toastmaster and
oh no, I'm the Toastmaster next
the
week.
next, okay. And
Yeah,
so we
and
have a-
Glennis is table topics. We
Okay.
do need 2 evaluators. Anyone would like to be evaluated?
If I'm not late, I can be one evaluator.
Okay. Well, even if you're late, you could be second evaluator.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay, everyone.
Hey, Steve, before
Yeah.
we let everybody go,
Yeah.
I just wanted to see what you guys decided on the picnic and maybe get
Oh,
everybody's consensus on that.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Ross. Yeah,
Sure.
how does the 23rd sound for everyone? That's a Saturday.
I'll
And
be out of
you're
town.
planning on doing it outside by Ford Field, right?
Right.
Okay.
I'm out of town that day.
Oh, you're out of town on the 23rd, okay.
Me too. I'm out of town as
And
well.
you're out of town too, okay. So far, Nagam said she could make it. Ross, did you say you could make it on the 23rd too?
Yeah, 23rd should be okay for me.
Should be okay. Okay, so we
But
got,
I mean, I think
so I'll send an email to everyone and see what the response is. If
What about-
just, yeah.
What
go-
about 16 though? Like, if 2 members are already out of town, I think the aim is to come together, right?
Yeah. Ross said there's, yeah. There's
yeah,
a-
but
yeah.
that's okay. That's just me. So I guess 2
Well,
others can stay.
yeah, well, yeah,
so-
it was
we still
also, you said there was also something going on in Dearborn and that might make it difficult too.
What about 30th, 16?
30th, yeah, how about the 30th?
Yeah, that should
Just
be
to
fine.
accommodate other people though. That's
Yeah.
what-
30th is good for me.
Yeah, I won't be here, but
Okay,
one person.
No date is gonna work with everyone.
Yeah,
You
right, no date's gonna work with
And
everyone.
then you don't have to get any veggie food, so.
Yeah, after that speech, we should all be eating more vegetables. So that's not a bad choice.
Yeah, right. Okay, so I'm gonna send out an email for the 23rd and just see what happens, and if that doesn't work out, then the 30th.
Okay.
Okay.
Ross, are we meeting today or no?
That's up to you guys. If you guys are available, I could just have a couple of items which I wanted to discuss, and then if not, we
Yeah.
could hold off for next week. So
Yeah, I'm as we are able to get out before 6, that's fine.
Yeah, same with me, yeah.
all right, so let's just do that. Have a quick one, and then if we need to, we could follow up later. Then
Okay, so the meeting is adjourned, so unless you want to stick around for the officers club meeting. please stay.
Night.
All right, good
Night.
night.
I-
Take care.